Hey, happy Wednesday. Let me straighten this out. How are you today? Let's see. I don't think this is going to be too long today, but you never know with me because everything I ad libbed this whole thing. First, we've got to thank the U.S. government. Great thing they did, helping consumers, people affected by the virus, by giving them free, fresh food through food banks and supporting our farmers with $3 billion. So that's uh, that's a great thing. You know, you got to appreciate that. I'm hoping that light at the end of the tunnel is getting a little brighter, so we could all start getting back to work the way well, not the way it used to be, but maybe the new normal. Okay, let's talk about. I love these retail boxes. I mean, there are so many companies, as I mentioned on Sunday, just out of survival, that they created a new industry. These boxes of consumers are not going away. This is going to be the future, and I have a few ideas. I love I'm a big supply and demand guy, so if you have all the staples in there, I have an idea for you. If you like it, use it. If you don't, try something new. But there's so many different boxes. You could do a immune box with all the high immunity, uh, fruits and vegetables. I like a supply and demand box. What does that mean? Let's say you have cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, green peppers, red peppers, whatever, oranges, bananas, in the box. Okay, there's a certain amount of each item. When supplies are heavy, let's say you give 3 cukes in a box. Supply is heavy, give 5 cukes in a box. So, prices are up, you give 2 cukes in the box. So I think that's a great way to help. That's sustainable. When a farmer could actually sell his whole crop, that's sustainable. I also noticed something about retail, and I want to, I bash retail a lot, but I really got to just like tip my hat to the retailers that are close to me because I can't travel. So I usually go to a few states a month and check out a lot of retailers. But right now it's just Texas. But two things that I like, and they're doing it by default. But I think it's great ideas, and maybe they've learned something. Displays are getting bigger, and they're doing that because there's not as many items available, which I think is a good thing. And I've said this many times, all you supermarkets, you want to sell 25 different kinds of tomatoes, and then you sell 5 of everything or 10 of everything, where you could just be selling 50 and 100 lots, if you gave, just the basics, a Roma tomato, a vine tomato, a 5-6 tomato, a cherry or a grape tomato. Not that you need heirloom cherry, stem plums, but that's just my opinion. But displays are definitely getting better and bigger, and uh, that's what business does. I just think had you done that all along, you would have been doing a much better produce business, and you also would have been getting all those online sales now that have also increased, and that's another thing that's not going away, my friends. Retail is going to have a lot of new competition. Hopefully we'll all get better because of it. And I think that's the way. I just think, this tragedy is gonna make some people a lot stronger. And again, new industries. That box program is not going away. Retailers maybe get a little smarter. Maybe understand supply and demand. Maybe understand you have to sell what's available, not just what you want. Maybe understand that you don't have to have all those items that increase your shrink, but you think you have to have them. I have a rule. I have to have the things that I make money on. That's a good rule to go by. It works in retail. And let's see, what else? Displays. Now let's talk about markets. Cucumber market, I told you on Sunday, was cheap, but it was going to get better, and it's going to get better towards the end of this week. And that market's definitely trending higher on very, very good demand. I think the checks, not as prevalent as I thought, but they are coming, and I just think that's going to make the end of the month. It's 2 weeks of the twos now, this week and next week, both week of the twos. But I think it's going to be a little subdued because those checks, so it might increase business and kind of like flatten it out. So I think business might be pretty good. Green and yellow squash still very reasonable. Lots of deals there, so promote green and yellow squash. Red peppers. Told you I like that market on Sunday. I continue to like it. Demand is pretty good, but supplies are very light. And you may not see supplies till they start in Coachella right around May 15th. As I said, green peppers, you really, like for extra large and number one stuff, you probably have to go to California. South is pretty tight. Very few in Mexico, a lot of smaller sizes, medium and choice available. Not so many of the number one variety. Roma tomatoes, still a great deal there too. Demand is good, supplies are down. And I'm sorry, my phone rang and you lost me. And I better turn this off because that's going to happen again. Avocados. Cinco de Mayo's coming. You know what's happening with Cinco de Mayo. It's usually a very, very good demand. And it's no different now. They're basically in the $40 range FOB. Wait for Colombia to open up, so I'll have Colombian avocados, but still have to wait for that country to open up. Kabocha squash, the spring crop is about to start, so you're going to start seeing bigger ones become more available. So call me if you need any. Hard squash is still a good deal. Send spring crop there too. So, and lastly, eggplants, they are very, very tight, and they continue to be tight. So that's it. I told you I'm going to keep it brief today. I don't know what. I think Sunday's posting got over 13,000 views already. You know, it's amazing to me. I get generally about 3,000 views, but you know, every once in a while I get 13, 20,000. I think the highest I did was 33,000 views. I got to just tell me what you like me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. I like when I get a lot of comments. Oh, let me do a little housekeeping. I got to tell you something. Don't take this personally. I have almost 10,000 followers, predominantly produce people. Yes, in the beginning, maybe 7 or 8 years ago when I became LinkedIn, I was like a collector, but the last several years, I'm only interested in connecting with produce people. So I'm sorry if you sell real estate or in the finance business, or I love you and I wish you all the success. I'm not gonna, I'm sorry if you're from China. I don't do any business with China. That's it. So if you're from China, I'm sorry. I wish you all the success too. But I want to buy American. I want to buy North American. I want to buy European, and I don't want to buy China. Sorry if I insulted you. Truck brokers. Unless you're asset based, I have plenty of brokers and I have plenty of trucking companies. And I tell you the truth, if you're like a year or two in the business. Again, I wish you all the luck, but I have more trucks than I could load right now. So until I have a hint that I've always said this before, call me when trucks are tight, because that's how I get new customers. When there are no red peppers, I call the customer I want and say, listen, you need 10 skids of red peppers? And they're like, wow, you call me? Yes. Call me when trucks are hot. That's how, maybe, you'll make an impression. But just, trying to be my connection on LinkedIn, sorry. If you're asset-based, yes, I'll speak to you, and hopefully we could make a connection. And I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry if I'm insulting anyone. If you think I'm, I just want produce people. I like people like I got 50,000 connections. Yeah, 50,000 connections that you never, I don't know, sell paint. I buy and sell produce, soon to be growing produce, shipping avocados. That's what I do. So, and that's why I love you. I love the produce business. I love the rest of you too. Just don't love you to put you on my LinkedIn connections. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day. My mom died 11 years ago. Tomorrow would be their my parents' 64th wedding anniversary, and my dad still cries about the love of his life. So, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Okay, love you guys. See you on Sunday. Bye.